there, fellow saxophonists. Derek Brown here. Thanks for trying out my tune Breakdown and all the weird things it has you do, but hopefully you should have some fun in there. I know it's not my typical beatbox sax kind of stuff, but it's inspired by that world. So I thought I'd make a video breaking down each of these major sections for just the altos here, because you guys are often playing similar things. There's a couple spots where you are doing some key different things, but we'll talk about that. So let's get right into it. So at measure 5, you guys are doing, like the flutes before you, you're doing key slaps, and you're just trying to make these have tone speak as much as you can. Now, as I mentioned on here, you can't just go G sharp. The pitch is going to be wrong. You have to actually close off the reed of the mouthpiece. You can try it by like, I mean, for instance, if you play a low B flat, just do a low B flat note. Watch this. And listen how the pitch drops when I bite down on the reed, closing off to the mouthpiece. There it's actually a B flat. Maybe it's a little sharp, but there it is. So anyways, for this, you're gonna have to figure out the best way to do the finger slaps on your own. Like I for instance, most of the upper notes, anything where you're just doing left hand, or even I would say like the first couple of measures until that low B, I would probably just slap my index finger. So on the G sharp, slap the index finger, put down your F sharp, keep slapping the B finger, and then on the E, do the same thing as well. Maybe when you go to the B, I like slapping my index finger of this hand. I don't know. Index fingers are pretty strong, so I like to use either the left or the right, or a combination of them both. Once again, you're gonna have to close off the reed to the mouthpiece though, which you can either do this, which yes, it looks like you're playing it, that's fine. Or you can do the shoulder technique and you press down against the shoulder, but make sure that that reed, you can check by, like finger that G sharp, and you want the lower one because that's actually a G sharp. So you're gonna go 2, 3, 4. Here I'm doing the index finger of the right hand. You could just do the F sharp and so forth. You'll just have to experiment the best way of which fingers to move, but it's not always the lowest note that you're pressing. Sometimes it's better to change it while you're doing that. Cool, and then you guys do a little singing. You guys will talk about that when you have the whole band of how to get those pitches. The bar before 30, you're gonna flick your reed with your finger, which is just going. Don't flick the very tip of the reed, or you might break it. But just in kind of the heart of the reed, you can get a nice slap there for that count in. Then at 30, you are going to take off your neck and mouthpiece, and you're going to do this technique I call bottle top, which is like when you have an old Coca-Cola glass bottle and you or playing into a pan flute where you blow across the opening of the hole, not directly into the hole, but across, and you put the cork on your lip. And you can see that the pitch changes when you use your palm to cover the hole on the other end. So it says the small hole of the neck using the palm to open, close when it's plus, open, and you can see on the high note. So you have, this is at 5 after 30, you have this 3, 4. 4. 2, 3. And you can check out do ga do da, and tongue each of those. You want that to be as percussive as possible. And then after 47, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the 7th bar after that, you're going to hold in your right hand the neck and hold it like this, because you're going to be pounding this part, the large part of the neck, onto your thigh. And you don't want to, like, you know, bend your neck or anything. So the closer you can hold it to there, the better. It's strong. You can get a pitch there. And then your mouthpiece in your left hand makes kind of a higher pitch on that. And so you're going to go like this with the right, left, right. So this is 3 before 56. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 4. 1 here, it changes 3, 4. and so forth. Then at 68, you will put your mouthpiece back onto the neck, but still keep it off the horn. And here you're going to do these glisses like the rest of the band you've heard with some of the other woodwind instruments, where we're kind of mimicking the sound of a trombone or a voice, doing this really smooth gliss. And it's really important to know for this, your highest pitch. If you're just blowing into the neck, hopefully that's what tone you get, this concert A flat or your F, which is always going to be the highest, except for one instance, the highest note we have on here. Because it's hard to go above, but we can go below by sticking our finger. You have to get a little louder when you go down, because you're blocking the air a little bit. So it says approximately, so once again, this is the 5th bar of 68. Okay, so it says approximately an E to an F. That's just a half step. You could also kind of go more a whole step, but it's not very much. So you go 1, 2. You can put nice vibrato on that. You guys are both doing the same thing, the alto 1 and 2. Then we go back to the bottle top here, into the small end of the, now here, you do open first and then you close for the high note, because then you're overblowing an octave. Because low you can go with it closed, or overblow an octave up. So you're going, this is at 83, 1, 2, 1, and then later on 1, 2, 3. I'll do the last one, 1, 2, 3. You just count that. And then you do other hits on the backbeats. And so at 96, we're doing another gliss, this time from a D to an F. So quite a bit lower. You can kind of memorize if it's like, oh, it's kind of to the second knuckle, the first knuckle. It'll be different depending on the length of your fingers and whatnot. Then at 104, here you split up into alto sax 1 plays the 1 measure, alto sax 2 does the echo. So alto sax 1, here I'm asking for you to play an F sharp, which means that's going a little bit higher probably than you naturally are. So it's just saying push your mouthpiece in as far as you can and see if you can get this. Major third, and it's with the song la la. It's the major third to the root, the minor third to the root, and then the echo. So here it is. You hear the first one is higher. If you have to kind of bend into it, wow, that's fine. I just kind of do. Now mine's still a little flat. That's okay. You may have to also just bite kind of really hard to get that F sharp out. I know for me it's kind of tough. And then you're going to bottle top again at 184. You want cork grease on your neck because you're going to be going on and off with the mouthpiece. Similar thing. And so forth. Just count the best you can there. There's a scatting set. Oh, and then at 123, you'll notice there's a little flutter tongue. If you can roll your R's or your T's, you can add that. So at 123, you have so you have. It's fun for me to play. And then there's some optional scatting stuff if you want it, and then everyone sings at 137. At 140, you are going to put the neck back on the body, and you're going to finger a low B flat and do 1, 2, 1, 2. So here I'm not putting it against my mouth. It's quieter. I'm purposely bringing it away from my mouth so you get a little bit more of the residual air on the side. I'm fingering low B flat, and I'm not bottle topping this. That's tougher. Just blowing directly in, but my lips not touching. And then it gets to the aleatoric section at 148. It says improvise with air, wind sounds, occasionally coughing into the horn, just so that you're not shooting out spit. Maybe when you cough, do that. Actually close your mouth around the horn, so you got. You can move your fingers around. And then you can just make weird, monstrous sounds in your horn, especially follow the dynamics, the mood of the output of the band. Then at 159, we get into more slur, more glisses. So you put it back on your neck. And here you're going to start as low as you can. I suggested a C, which is like this. That's way in for me. And once again, you're just going up to that high F, which should just be wide open, and it's the root of the chord. So that should be easy to hear. So this is a long one though. It's 8 beats long. So you go. And that next one's shorter. I'm having you do 2 glisses in a row. Alto sax 1. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. Alto sax 2, you actually, who'da thunk, have your full horn. With the tenor, you're playing the thing there. Then there's more glisses for the alto sax. Foot stomps, just on the offbeat. And then I have you do that, continue that at 181 while going back to the bottle top sound. I put some, throughout this piece, I put the taka-taka, the T's and K's, if you can double tongue the wind, which is easier to do than double tonguing the normal notes. Otherwise, you could just do a fast single tongue, but it's not too hard with just the wind. So you have the 1, 2, 3. Stop, stop, keep that going. And then there's some final glisses at the very end where you're actually playing the melody or harmony of what others are playing. So you're going, it's kind of a harmony part of what came before. I don't know why I just put that on there. Wow, you guys set the record for putting on the mouthpiece on and off. So you go, while stopping, 3. And if you can differentiate between that D and that C, that's even better. Just trying to sound like a theremin or a trombone. But you guys got this. Hope you enjoy it. Take care, and thanks again. Bye.